Hello, this is Kate, the Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to your weekly tarot card reading. All right, so I am using a deck that I haven't had for very long. I've only used it a few times. It's very beautiful. It's the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. Okay, so let's begin by drawing 3 cards. And my intention, of course, is to get kind of an energetic overview of the week ahead and get some ideas and some inspiration for our week. Now, if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel and make sure to click on the notifications bell. Then you'll be notified anytime I go live. I'm going to be doing lots of live streams coming up on this channel, so make sure you click on that notifications bell. Okay, let's dive in. I'm actually preparing to offer my 4-week intuitive tarot reading course coming up really soon. So I can't wait to share all that with you. And when I have it all ready, it's a course that I've been running for almost 10 years now, and I'm excited to do it again this year. So stay tuned. Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups for the beginning of the week. So Monday, Tuesday-ish, we have the 5 of Cups, and you probably can't see it very clearly, but there's gold on all these cards, so it's very beautiful. Okay, so 5 of Cups for the beginning of the week. Don't focus too much on the disappointments. The 5 of Cups says that you might be tempted, maybe even kind of seduced into wallowing in your own misery this week and fixating on your problems, fixating on your disappointments and your pains and your grievances. And that's fine. It's fine to acknowledge, whoa, my kitty Rhea just came zooming through. Here she is hiding behind the plant. So it's okay to acknowledge your grievances and acknowledge when things are not going well, but you don't want to stay stuck in that place where you're just wallowing in your misery. So 5 of Cups is saying, beware of that tendency this week. There might be a temptation to kind of go into that place where you're sort of wallowing in complaints and fixated on the things that aren't working. There's 2 cups that are upright behind him, and he doesn't see them. He's so busy looking at the spilt cups. So in terms of advice, the 5 of Cups is saying, count your blessings, focus on the positive things. Don't ignore the negative stuff, but don't ignore the positives. That's what it's basically saying. It's fine to pay attention to the things that are disappointing or upsetting to you, but don't ignore the good stuff. Okay, I love this. Ace of Cups for the middle of the week. So Wednesday, Thursday-ish, midweek, we have the Ace of Cups. And this is actually a particularly beautiful rendition of the Ace of Cups. There's a lot going on here. It's really nice. And my kitty Rhea is she's still behind the plant. She's overseeing the reading. She's very intuitive. So Ace of Cups midweek. Ace of Cups is signifying that there is this new, fresh energy coming onto the scene for you. And the Suit of Cups is all about the heart. It's all about your feelings, your emotions, your relationships with others. And sometimes the Ace of Cups can signify the start of a new relationship or a new friendship or something new and fresh coming onto the scene in the area of romance and relationships. So that's a possibility for those of you who are wanting that and open to that. But the Ace of Cups also signifies a lot of other things. But it's all about kind of this fresh energy of the heart And it's really a card of gratitude. And it's funny because we sort of started to talk about that a little bit with these two upright cups. I think I said this was about focusing on the good stuff. Don't forget the good stuff. Ace of Cups is all about allowing your heart to overflow with gratitude and focusing on the things that light you up, the things that you truly appreciate. And I love the word appreciation as opposed to gratitude. I always felt like that word was used in an annoying way. Like, you better be grateful for what you have. Like, I always feel like it's like this, almost this like threatening kind of word. For some reason, I have this negative association with it, but I love the word appreciation. And what I get from the Ace of Cups is that when you move into that energetic space of gratitude, like when you start to shift into that place where you're feeling a sense of gratitude and appreciation for something, you really change your energy, and it's like you broadcast this particular vibration, this energy outward. And I'm looking now at the rays in the background that are emanating kind of out of the cup. And those rays make me think of like broadcasting energy. And so when you shift into this feeling of appreciation for someone or something, it's like you start to emanate a different frequency. And I know that sounds very, very woo-woo, but that's what I'm getting from this card. There's also a sense of freedom and peace. So we have the peace dove with their wings spread, and yeah, there's this feeling of freedom. So I feel like appreciation brings a sense of freedom and a sense of peacefulness. Speaking of peacefulness, that was my cat hissing. And my other cat, my two girl cats don't like each other. They're not fond of each other. My boy cat, Henry, gets along really well with both of them, but the two girls don't like each other. Okay, so let's have a look for the card on the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the Four of Swords. Now, what's interesting, I think, is that while the Ace of Cups is about having like a peaceful heart, the Four of Swords is about having a peaceful mind. And it's about allowing your mind to empty. I think most of us have minds that like to chatter and minds that are always talking. And, you know, my mind often has a running commentary of everything in the background. And so the Four of Swords is about giving your mind a rest. And I love that this card is for the weekend. So it's saying, you know, by the time you get to the end of the week, it's going to be very important to give yourself the time and the space to recharge your batteries and have a bit of a rest, especially a mental rest. Give your mind a break. So this card just makes me think of meditation, taking a nap, having some quiet time, some solitude, getting away from the busyness of others and, you know, crowds, other people, giving yourself a little bit of a break from that, even if it's just for, you know, an hour or two. It doesn't have to be for the entire weekend, but giving yourself that time to kind of recalibrate and clear your head. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about the Four of Swords. No, I don't think there is. So it's interesting that, and I should have mentioned that I reversed like half the deck in this reading and shuffled, you know, half the cards were reversed. So I was curious to see if any reversals would come up, and they didn't. And I think that's interesting. So we have all upright cards here. And I think it's interesting that the middle card and the last card are very peaceful cards. And then the first card, Five of Cups, is not a peaceful card. So this is kind of emotional turmoil, maybe fixating on things that aren't working. So your week might get off to a bit of a rough start in that sense, but not necessarily. You might be able to shift really quickly and just focus on the good stuff and not fixate on the stuff that's not working. But I love seeing that shift in the cards from the kind of misery of the Five of Cups guy into this beautiful, bright Ace of Cups, and then this peaceful, restful Four of Swords. So I want to know what you thought. Which card are you most drawn to? And actually what I want to know is, how do you plan on taking the advice of this card? That advice was to give yourself a mental rest. How are you going to do that this week? So I plan on doing I've got some really great guided meditations that I want to listen to. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think I mentioned this in the last video, but I'm reading kind of a silly romance novel right now. So that always helps me turn my brain off. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'd love to hear what your plans are going to be, how you're going to give your mind a little bit of a break and a rest. And Ace of Cups, what do you most appreciate right now? What do you most appreciate? Feel free to share in the comments below. My name is Kate. I'm also known as the Daily Tarot Girl. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got lots of fun tarot learning resources on there for you to check out. I'll put the link below. Have a good week.